Welcome to Solving Citizen Legal Encounters. All right, today we're going to be in this landlord-tenant case, and it's just going to get real spicy real quick. Now, I have two hearings today, but we're going to talk about this one first. So let's go in and check it out and get ready for the spice. Let's go. Before we get started, today's sponsor is Aura, and I'm going to show you why I use them to protect my data and my computer. Aura is an all-in-one digital solution that gives me peace of mind online. It protects my personal information, secures my devices with antivirus and VPN, and even scrubs my data off broker sites automatically. Data brokers collect your personal details, bundle them into profiles, and sell them to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers, all without your permission. Data brokers are required legally to remove your information when you ask, but they make the process so confusing and time-consuming, most people give up. That's why I use Aura. They automatically submit removal requests to those sites and follow up to keep your data off. And one of the greatest points that I see is that they have parental control to manage your kids' screen time and get alerts about risky behavior. All of it in one app. Try Aura for free for 14 days by going to aura.com/Sovereign Citizen Encounters or click the link in the description.
In person today. Miss Sanchez didn't want to do it today, so it needs to be pushed out to a different date so she can be in person. Let's go ahead and look at the dates. So the next availability is November 19th at 3 p.m. Does that work for all parties?
We'll
With
make
what?
it work here.
With what, Judge?
What do you mean with what?
With what judge would be there? Is it you?
I am the judge, yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put in a request for a different judge because I would like a fair trial and I don't think you're being very fair with me. So
That's wonderful. Please file the paperwork. That
I
would be great.
definitely will.
Sounds great. All right. So the hearing, 3 p.m., courtroom 6. Does that work for all parties?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's get that in the system. Okay, so now that it is moved to November 19th, 3 p.m., courtroom 6, you have the opportunity to appear in person or virtually, okay? So if you do not want to be there in person, you do not have to. It's the same login information. It would just be in courtroom 6 and not 8, okay? So that would be at 3 p.m. And let me look up the dates and give you the new drop-off date. So Rodman Realty, we do have all your exhibits that have been submitted. So you do not need to resubmit your exhibits. If you want to additionally add anything in, you may, but these will be reserved for the trial on the 19th, November 19th, okay?
Okay.
If any party wants to additionally submit any exhibits, you will have until the 7th, November 7th, which is a Friday. There needs to be 2 copies of every exhibit submitted, so that way the court can retain a copy, and that way the other party can have another copy of the exhibit as well, and just know what is being presented against them. So let me go ahead and open this. All right. So I believe you already, Rodman Realty, you guys already presented 2 copies of everything, right? So you don't need
Yes.
to double up. Okay. Nothing was received from the plaintiff at this time. So
Rodman
you
has
have
received.
until you have
Rodman
until
has.
November 7th to submit any evidence that you would like to submit. It needs to be 2 copies of everything. So that way Rodman Realty can come and pick up anything they may need.
Rodman has received exhibits online. I'm not going to argue with you. You're being extremely disrespectful yourself. And I have rights as a citizen and in a courtroom.
Where she's going with this?
I'm really sorry. I removed her into the waiting room for her to cool down for a second.
Okay.
I'll bring her back in a few minutes.
Okay. But you see what we've been dealing with.
I'm not going to make a comment on that, but you don't get to talk to people like that, especially to a judicial officer. So I'm going to give her a second to calm down.
Oh, I see. She put her in a virtual corner.
Okay.
So yes, I am witnessing a lot. So, but I'm not going to make a comment on it, but yes,
Of course. Right.
it is disrespectful. So I apologize. We're just going to wait a few minutes and then I'll bring her back in. And if it keeps happening, she'll just receive notice in the mail with the new court dates, and I'm not going to tolerate this. So, Madam Clerk, we're just going to stay on the record. We're just going to.
It's November 7th.
Yes, November 7th was the additional evidence day, and then November 19th at 3 p.m. courtroom 6. Yes. Okay, so. Okay, so let me look up this court rule for affidavitting a judge, because she may be very happy with what she's about to find out.
Sound like some payback is coming her way.
All right, Madam Clerk. So, Madam Clerk, we are going to bring her back in. If at any point she starts being rude, can you just mute her and she can just listen? Yes. Okay. All right, so we are continuing on with this setting of dates. So November 7th will be the date that all parties can turn in 2 copies of every exhibit. And then November 10th is when all parties can come and pick up any exhibits that may have been dropped off for them. As I said, Rodman Realty, we already have your exhibits. So if there's anything in addition that you want to drop off, it would be the 7th. You do not need to provide copies of the previous exhibits again. That is already for pickup for Miss Sanchez if she does want it. So just clarifying that. Okay. All right. So November 7th. Okay. Well, there we go. So, I mean, I guess she could have signed off. There was nothing additional that needed to be said. So 7th, 10th is pickup, 19th is trial. I think she's going to be very unhappy when she finds out that I will be the judge there, but there is a chance that she can try to affidavit me. I think she has passed the deadline. So I'll probably see you on the 19th.
Okay, okay. We look forward to it.
Yes. Very, very excited for it. See you on the
Yeah.
19th.
Okay, have a
All
great day.
right, thank you. Bye to all
Thank
parties.
you.
Maybe we'll pop back in on 17th and see how that hearing goes and see how that girl acts. For some reason, I don't know why she doesn't like her. That's the way it started off. So I don't know what's going on with her. I think she's just upset because she's in that landlord-tenant dispute and she wants to take it out on somebody else. But we'll see. Now we're going to go into Judge Simmons' court where there's a landlord-tenant case. But this one has a whole lot of problems going on. So we're going to find out. Let's go.
MLK Flags versus Latanya Burnett, 25-05367. Appearance, please.
Christopher Asphalt on behalf of the plaintiff.
What's your name, ma'am? Okay, today was the date that was scheduled for hearing. This is for non-payment of rent. Did you all come to a resolution?
No, I was going to sign this until I just heard you talk, ma'am. My rent was paid off from last month, is why I was supposed to be here. And now they trying to assess me second time legal fees again when I haven't got a new eviction. My rent was paid off from the last time I seen you, like you told me to do. And there was a fire also in my apartment. And there's mold in my apartment.
You live in the same unit?
Nope, I live at the one on they're called MLK Flats right next to Dorchester, 4612. And my doctor also has gave
You have mold?
Yep.
You notified them that you have mold?
Yep, he claimed they're gonna give me a dehumidifier. I talked to him today. I live on the
Who's
lower
they?
level. Martell, he's out there.
Who's Martel?
He's
Right
the property
there.
manager.
Oh, it's a different property manager. It's a different property. Okay.
And the window they were supposed to fix that the fire caused. The fire marshal.
You had a fire in yours, it's a different property? You had a fire in yours too?
Yeah.
Why?
Cause the windows broke and the water leaked down and it set the cord on fire.
Electrical fire.
And me and my
When was
service.
this?
This happened in a month or so ago. The fire marshal came out at like 2-something in the morning. Me and my service animal was there. The fire started under my bed.
Who are these owners of properties that think this is acceptable?
Sometime.
Who?
Sometime.
Who? All of these things, all these conditions your client are aware of?
Yeah, they own them.
Judge, I'm sorry, but this is the first I've heard anything about any of this. So I haven't discussed it at all.
Can you call your witness, please?
Martell knows about it.
Martel, what's your full name?
Martell Williams.
Come up here. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I swear.
You just have a seat.
Your Honor, I mean, are we proceeding with this case? If
She said she wants
if she
hearing.
does not
She
want to
said-
do the consent
Yeah,
judgment,
she says she doesn't want to do it.
right, well, then I guess we need to get a trial date now
She
that I
didn't-
know what
She didn't
her,
ask for a trial date.
well,
This
she's not
today's the
gonna.
date for a hearing. I have a question for Martell. You can question him, but I got questions now.
Well, this might work out for the attorney because a minute ago he said he didn't know what was going on. Well, I bet you he's gonna find out now.
And I'm looking up to see if there's a valid rental certificate. You can have a seat now. You can question your witness.
Are you, can you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Martell Williams,
And can you spell that, please?
MARTEL Williams, WILLIAMS.
Okay. Your Honor, do you have the proposed judgment? I believe you do.
I only have one and it's not for,
Oh, I think I have a copy of it.
I don't have it. She might, is that what you just gave her?
No, that was a ledger. All right, are you familiar with the tenant known as Latanya Burnett?
Oh, yeah.
And are you familiar with her ledger?
I guess to the best of my knowledge.
Right. Are you familiar with the books and record keeping procedures of MLK Flats?
Yes,
All right, and is there, according to her ledger, is there rent to retain in the amount of $589?
I don't understand the question. Rent to retain.
Is there currently unpaid rent on the ledger showing
Yes.
$589?
I think it's more than 580. I think it's like 7 something. It's this.
Well, yeah. That does not include court costs. It's only rent to retain. So is there rent to retain?
Was that a question?
Yes. Is there rent to retain, not including court costs, in the amount of $589?
Yes, I believe so. There, it's not paid this month.
Is there court costs been assessed to the account in the amount of $181.25?
Yes.
And so is the total amount due and owing at this time $770.25?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Judge.
You said her rent is how much a month?
The total amount, Your Honor?
I'm asking him, how much her rent per month?
Rent is $600 and then 265.
600 and then her utilities are included for 65 and her pass.
So it's
She,
665.
so she didn't pay for the month of October, is what you're saying? She didn't pay for the month of October, is what you're saying? Okay, but she paid September,
Correct.
okay. She appeared, I believe, in September and said her rent was paid. Why wasn't the case dismissed?
Because at the date of today's court hearing, there was October's rent was due and owing.
Well, this wasn't set for October, a court date at the time. We set it for September court date.
I think under the court rules, Judge, that in that situation, the case does not need to be dismissed. We have to come back to court, and if it's paid at that time, then the case would be dismissed. But if there's currently rent due and owing on today's date,
No, she appeared in September. She said she had paid her September rent. He said she did pay her September rent. Well, I want to know why wasn't the case dismissed in September?
I don't think when we appeared in September, I do not think that the rent was paid in full.
You have a ledger.
I do. Before I give it to the court, just wanted to look.
And you
You
assess
can tell me
me
what-
more late fees.
What day did she pay her rent in September?
September 30th, she paid her rent and got it down to 0, but that was not the day of the court hearing.
Oh, she paid it September 30th.
Yes,
With credit. And you assess me late fees again for this month after I
Okay.
just
Right,
paid y'all.
so-
legal
So when
fees.
she appeared on September 10th and said she had paid her rent, that was not true, is what you're saying.
yes, on September 10th, she had a balance.
And her balance was what in September 10th?
$776.04.
Okay,
No, it wasn't.
okay. Don't speak out in turn. You'll get a turn to speak. It's not when he's speaking.
I
Okay.
apologize.
Okay. Any other questions for your witness?
No, Judge.
Okay. You have questions for him?
Martel, are you aware that, my rent was paid up until, can I see that? Are you, can you agree that my rent was paid up to actually I only owed y'all a balance of $416 and y'all tacked on a legal fee of 185 plus 75,
Your Honor, I'm going to
which
object.
brought my rent back
Confusing.
up.
Yeah, and I'm not
Restate
sure I
the
understand the
question.
question. You're asking if your rent was paid when, ma'am?
In September, when I came to court,
September, you came to court September 10th.
they added on August.
You're asking if is he aware that your rent was paid September 10th?
Yes, wasn't my rent paid up and y'all took out?
One question at a time, so you can't ask a compound question. So ask the first half. Is he aware that your rent was paid September 10th? Is that what you're asking?
Are you aware that I paid a big portion of my rent September 10th?
Oh. Just so I understand the question, you're asking
Do you need to
As
see
a
a copy of the
portion.
ledger?
a portion of your rent was paid on the 10th?
Yeah.
You're not asking if it was paid in full, you're
Right,
asking if it was
right.
paid a portion.
Right.
Based on this, we have a payment of $185 on September 12th, which left you a balance of $591.04.
And,
You paid $185.
and at that
12.
time was some fees taken out of the rent, which brought my balance up or down.
I'm going to object. I don't understand the question.
Can you rephrase the question so that it can be
Because
understood?
of legal fees and late costs, when I pay my rent was my money for my rent went towards legal fees and late fees for rent.
It goes to the balance, so you have a balance.
And the
From rent.
balance doesn't include, it includes late fees and legal fees. Legal fees and late fees come first though,
Is that a
right?
question? Okay.
No. You have a balance. And there's rent that's collected, and then the fees go on top of the balance.
But when I look on my ledger, I see that y'all took out that first and it left me a balance on my rent. It's on the ledger.
It's a running balance.
It's
So
a-
there's nothing comes out first. It's a running balance. I guess I'm confused on
Me too.
I'm confused on your question, not. So if
What are you trying to figure out, ma'am?
Because when I pay my rent, they keep tacking on these court legal fees and these late fees.
Are you paying late?
Yes, I do, ma'am, because I get paid once a week. And I talked to the lady in the office and she told me I didn't have a problem. They didn't have a problem with me paying my rent weekly because I let them know I cannot pay my rent on the first of the month.
So you make a weekly payment.
Yes, ma'am.
How much are you paying weekly?
185 because I already add in the $75 that I know they're gonna already charge me for late fees.
Okay. Okay, what other questions do you have for this witness?
Have I paid my rent every month before the next month?
I would have looked through the ledger. You have a running balance on. So
The ledger stands for itself. She owes a little bit more than October's rent. So
Good question.
she's paid good.
Are you asking him a question?
All right, attorney, you better watch out.
I'm just trying to clarify what her question is to answer.
Okay, that's what I want to know if you're asking the question for it. Is that your question, ma'am?
No, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about. My rent be paid every month.
I can review the ledger and figure that out myself. You
Yes,
can move
ma'am.
on to another question.
Only thing that, the reason why my rent is constantly going up is due to y'all legal fees.
Okay, that's argument. That's not what we're here for right now. You do the argument later. You have any other questions for him?
No, ma'am.
Are you aware that she
Yes, I
had
do.
mold in her unit?
she has specified that there was mold in her unit, and she did a maintenance request at the time, and we cleared the mold at that time.
Okay, she's alleging that the mold is not cleared and that you told her you would get her a humidifier. Is that accurate?
Yes, she literally said something to me while I was here today,
Okay, so-
outside, about there being more mold in her unit, and that there's a leak in her ceiling that she just literally said 30 minutes ago.
When was the mold issue reported to you?
I would have to look in the system.
Okay, do you know when it was treated?
Again, I would have to look in the system.
Do you know how it was treated?
They use kills usually, and they usually just kills and bleach.
You're just speculating what they usually use, so you don't know what, you weren't there when they treated.
No, I wasn't there.
Okay, he seems to not know what's going on either.
Okay, it was a maintenance man that
Yeah.
treated or a company?
No, it was a maintenance.
Okay, was this like a month or two ago or longer?
It was about a month ago.
Okay, and then, what about a fire? You're aware she had a fire in her unit?
Yeah, so there was we got an inspection from a fire, maybe the City of Lansing Fire Department, and we went and had our, because she said there was a leak in her window. We had a window replacement person come out to the unit. We couldn't find any leaks. He even sealed around anything where there could be a potential leak. He billed us for it. We gave it to the fire department and they okayed it. So at that time, we fixed the issue as we know it. We tried to reach out to her multiple times. She never replies to any of our messages. She has a Ring doorbell. I pressed her Ring doorbell multiple times to try to get maybe even some more clarification about where the leak might be coming from, because we weren't there at 2 a.m. when the person came.
So
And,
someone came to fix it and then there was a fire?
you know, she stated that the fire happened first, and that's when we knew about it.
Oh, the fire happened and then you sent someone
And then
to
we
fix it. Got
sent
it.
someone over there to figure out what's going on, and she said there was a leak. Came around, we even have a bill for the person coming around to inspect the window and kind of figure out what's going on.
Okay.
It wasn't until the last court date where we saw her in person where she was able to tell me that where the actual leak is and had a picture of it, so then I could see it for myself. Then when I went to her unit, someone else answered the door this time and was able to show me. We took pictures. We ordered the window already. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks before we can get a new window. And so that has been ordered and on its way.
So it hasn't been addressed yet. Any other property condition issues?
Yeah, I put in the maintenance request, Your Honor, for that window when I first moved into the apartment. The window's been broke since I moved there, Mark.
Oh, you moved there in March of this year?
Yep, no,
Okay.
last year.
Last year. Okay.
And the guy, Ricky, who no longer works for them, told me that they were waiting for the window to be replaced. So I'm thinking they already knew that hole was in the window, because when it rained a lot in April of last
Do you
year,
have pictures of this mold?
I have it in my phone, on my shoes.
Did you show
and
that to,
everything.
did you share those pictures with
Yes, I
with
did.
them?
Your Honor,
When?
if the
I
defense,
showed him my last court case, and I put it in.
When your last court case?
This first time the dad took me to court, I didn't know nothing about them saying I had to go to court or nothing.
So you had a
The last
previous
time I
eviction?
came,
Previous
No.
eviction? So what do you mean you showed him at your last court case?
when I had to come see you the last time.
Oh, your last court date?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
showed them the pictures of the mold?
Yes, ma'am. But I thought he was already finna come fix the window because of the moisture and all of that they coming into.
And the
that
mold still
apartment.
hasn't been fixed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, he said he just told you today. She told you at the last court date?
No, she told us about the mold. We sent someone over there last month. At that
Oh,
time.
okay.
That's what I was saying earlier.
And you're saying the mold's not addressed?
It's not done yet, and I've been getting sick.
You have updated pictures since they came out?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Like, since they came out to fix it, you took more pictures?
Yes, and I showed it to him today, like it's not
Today.
gone.
So if you're telling me 30 minutes, before, and I just even went over with her how to put in maintenance requests and things like that, so that we don't know that there's more things happening. It's nothing that we can. If you
I
can
need,
tell
I
us.
need the maintenance man here. I don't know how I was even treated, so we're gonna have to continue this. I need the maintenance man here. I need you to bring your pictures, your evidence of the damage in the mold. I think that at this point, you've been aware, just sending someone out, assuming that they went and what did you call it, leave? What'd you call it?
It's killed.
Killed? But you don't follow up. That's your responsibility to follow, make sure the mold was taken care of. It's not our responsibility to keep telling you, hey, I still have mold. She just told you a month ago. You have heat?
Yes, ma'am, but I don't turn it on because I've been
Okay,
getting.
I just wanted to make sure you have heat. Okay, we'll continue this so that they can bring their maintenance man. You're gonna bring evidence. Maybe by then this will be resolved. I'm sure they'll get over there and get somebody to figure out why you still have mold after they sent someone there. And then the window's been fixed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sure that'll be taken care of by then too, but we'll see. Bring pictures and evidence, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
October 22nd at 2.
October 22nd at 2:00. You have any questions for today, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll get you a notice. You're all set.
Well, I guess we'll be coming back to check this one out also. But it was something how this started out with mold, and then it went into a heavy conversation about her rent and things that would do. But ultimately, Judge Simmons wanted to make sure the safety part is done first because she followed back up with it. So we want to see what's going on. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you around on the next one.